Non-Dualism Explained, the Advaita Vedanta of Sankara. Have you ever looked in a mirror and wondered, who is the person looking back? Now imagine taking that question to its absolute extreme. That's what Sankara, the brilliant 8th century Indian philosopher, did. He didn't just question who he was, he questioned the very nature of reality itself. His answer, Advaita Vedanta, is one of the most profound and mind-bending philosophies ever conceived. Advaita literally means not two. It's the philosophy of non-dualism. At its core, it teaches that the ultimate reality, the one and only truth, is a single unified consciousness called Brahman. Everything else, the world we see, the people we meet, the thoughts we have, is a temporary and ultimately illusory manifestation of this single reality. It's like a single ocean appearing as countless waves. The waves are distinct, but they're all just water. Sankara wasn't a philosopher in the traditional Western sense. He was a spiritual guide, a guru who sought to free people from the cycle of suffering, samsara, and lead them to liberation, moksha. His philosophy wasn't a puzzle to be solved with logic alone. It was a path to be walked with meditation and spiritual practice. He argued that our suffering comes from a fundamental case of mistaken identity. We think we are separate individuals, but in reality, we are all just Brahman wearing different costumes. To truly grasp Advaita, you have to let go of the idea that you are a separate you. You have to understand that the self you perceive is an illusion, and the real you is the one eternal consciousness that animates everything. It's a radical idea, to be sure, and one that requires a complete re-evaluation of everything you thought you knew about yourself and the world. But according to Sankara, this is the only way to find true freedom and peace. Who am I? Sankara's teachings on self and illusion. Who am I? This is arguably the most fundamental question of philosophy, and Sankara's answer is a powerful, elegant, and revolutionary one. According to him, the sense of self that we hold so dear is a powerful illusion. He taught that we are not our bodies, our thoughts, our emotions, or our memories. These are all temporary and fleeting. The true self, the Atman, is something much deeper and much more profound. Sankara's teachings on the self can be summed up in a single powerful phrase: Tat Tvam Asi, that thou art. This isn't a cheesy New Age slogan, it's the core of his philosophy. That refers to Brahman, the ultimate unified reality. Thou refers to your individual self. The phrase means that your true self is not separate from the ultimate reality. Your individual self is, in fact, the same as the universal self. So, who are you? You are not the person you see in the mirror. You are not your past experiences or your future hopes. You are not your successes or your failures. According to Sankara, you are the eternal, unchanging, all-pervading consciousness that is the ground of all being. The feeling of being a separate I is just a trick of the mind, a product of ignorance, avidya. Sankara taught that the path to liberation is to overcome this ignorance. It's a journey of self-inquiry, of peeling back the layers of illusion to find the real self that lies beneath. It's about realizing that the distinction between you and me, between the self and the universe, is a fabrication.
When you truly realize that I am Brahman, the ego dissolves, and you are left with the peace and freedom that comes from knowing your true, unified nature. Maya and reality. Understanding the world through Sankara's eyes. For Sankara, the world we perceive with our senses, the world of mountains and rivers, of people and objects, is not the ultimate reality. It is a powerful illusion, a cosmic magic trick, which he called Maya. Now, this doesn't mean that the world doesn't exist. It just means that it doesn't exist in the way we think it does. Think of it like a rope and a snake. In the dark, you might see a rope and mistake it for a snake. You might feel fear, your heart might race, and you might jump back. The fear is real, the reaction is real, but the snake is not. In the same way, Sankara argued, we superimpose the illusion of a diverse, separate world onto the single, unified reality of Brahman. The world of objects is real in a relative sense, the rope is a rope, but it's not the ultimate reality. Maya is the power of Brahman that creates this illusion. It's the force that makes the one appear as many. It's why we see a world of separate things and separate selves, even though there is only one unified consciousness. According to Sankara, the entire cosmos is a play of Maya, a grand performance where the one actor, Brahman, takes on all the roles. Sankara's teaching on Maya is a brilliant way to reconcile the existence of the phenomenal world with the non-dual reality of Brahman. It allows us to participate in the world, to live our lives, but with the understanding that it is all a temporary illusion. The goal is not to escape the world, but to see it for what it truly is, a beautiful, fleeting, and ultimately illusory manifestation of the ultimate reality. When the illusion of Maya is dispelled, all that remains is the one eternal truth.
The unity of Atman and Brahman, Sankara's core philosophy. If you had to distill all of Sankara's philosophy into a single two-word concept, it would be the unity of Atman and Brahman. This is the beating heart of Advaita Vedanta, the central idea from which all other teachings flow. Atman is the individual self, the soul or consciousness within each of us. Brahman is the ultimate reality, the universal, all-pervading consciousness. According to Sankara, these two are not separate. They are one and the same. This is a profoundly counterintuitive idea. Our entire lives are built on the assumption that we are separate individuals, distinct from the world around us. We have our own bodies, our own thoughts, our own feelings. But Sankara taught that this separation is an illusion. The individual soul, the Atman, is a reflection of the universal soul, Brahman, just as a single drop of water is a part of the vast ocean. The phrase, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman, is the ultimate realization in Advaita. It's not a boast of personal power, it's a statement of ultimate truth. It's the moment of recognition that the consciousness that animates your body is the same consciousness that animates the entire universe. It is the moment when the I dissolves into the all. Sankara's philosophy is a call to awaken from the dream of separation. He taught that liberation, moksha, is not something you achieve after death. It's a state of mind you can achieve right now, in this very life. It's the moment you realize the unity of Atman and Brahman. The journey to this realization is a process of self-inquiry, meditation, and a deep study of the scriptures. But the destination, according to Sankara, is not a place you go to, it's a place you always were, waiting to be rediscovered. Sankara's legacy, reclaiming the Vedas for a new age. Sankara didn't just create a new philosophy, he revitalized an entire religious tradition. In the 8th century, Hinduism was a fragmented and complex collection of traditions, and Buddhism was a powerful and often dominant force in India. Sankara's genius was to reclaim the ancient wisdom of the Vedas and present it in a new, powerful, and accessible way. The Vedas, the oldest sacred texts of India, are often seen as complex and difficult to understand. Sankara's masterstroke was to create a philosophical framework, Advaita Vedanta, that provided a clear, logical, and deeply spiritual interpretation of these texts. He argued that the ultimate message of the Vedas was non-dualism, the unity of Atman and Brahman. He wrote extensive commentaries on the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, and the Brahma Sutras, grounding his philosophy in the most revered texts of the Hindu tradition. Sankara was more than just a philosopher. He was a tireless spiritual leader. He traveled all over India, engaging in public debates and establishing 4 great monastic centers in the north, south, east, and west of the country. These monasteries became, and still are, the centers of the Advaita tradition, and they helped to unify and strengthen the Hindu faith. Sankara's legacy is profound and enduring. He not only gave Hinduism a powerful intellectual foundation, but also provided a spiritual path that is still followed by millions of people today. He showed that you could be a devout Hindu and a brilliant philosopher at the same time. His teachings on non-dualism have influenced not only Indian thought, but have also found a place in modern psychology, quantum physics, and even popular culture. Sankara didn't just interpret the Vedas, he brought them to life, and in doing so, he gave the world a timeless and transformative path to liberation.